Formal Fitness, everybody. I am your host, Jim Danby, and we are going back to the tubes. Okay, in our last video, I know I showed you guys a multitude of exercises when it comes to the tubes. This time, it's going to be all about pushing and pulling. So we're going to start with the chest. Again, we're looking for those 12 to 15 reps. We're just going to go on a 2 count, up for 2, down for 2. Extending those arms all the way back, pressing those shoulder blades together. We're getting a nice stretch in the upper back and again in the chest and even the shoulders a little bit. Now the further back you stand, the more resistance you're going to get out of this because you can see you're pulling more on the elastic. So I'm going to come back now and I'm going to do another set, but I'm going to stand further back this time so I get a little bit more resistance. Again, just on that 2 count. And we are going for the 12 to 15 reps. And one more for good measure. Good. Okay, now one more before we move on. This time I'm going to come up and we are going to pulse double time. So come up, pulse back, press those shoulder blades together. You really want to get a full extension of the upper back muscles. And again, double time, double the reps. If you start to get fatigued, just breathe through it. And one more for good measure. Okay. Okay, now we're going to turn around. We're going to come at the muscles from behind. So palms are out, nice and loose. And just come up. Getting a nice stretch in those shoulders and those upper back muscles. You're going to feel it a little bit in the chest as well. Again, just looking for those 12 to 15 reps. And one more for good measure. Okay. And we are going to pulse again. We're going to come up. We're just going to pulse upward. Double time, double the reps. Make sure you keep those palms open, nice and loose. This is more about the upper body than it is the palms. And if you start to get fatigued, just breathe through it, nice deep breaths. And one more for good measure. Woo. Just a basic bicep curl on a 2 count. Up for 2, down for 2, and make sure you come all the way up. Get a full extension and those muscles. Keep that fluidity in the wrist. We don't want to tighten our wrist. We're not working our wrist, we're working the bicep. Again, looking for 12 to 15 reps. And one more for good measure. And there we are. This time we're going to come up on 1 and we're going to go down on a 3 count. So come up, down, 2, 3, up, down, 2, 3. Make sure you're maintaining that intensity in the muscle all the way down. Releasing as you get to the bottom. Keeping that fluidity in the wrist. And we are going for 12 to 15 reps. Okay, good. Now we're going to come from behind. Bicep curls again on a 2 count. Again, looking for 12 to 15 reps, and we're just going to come up for 2 and down for 2. Up for 2, down for 2. It's good to come from the front and from behind because you're working different angles of the muscle, so you got to get a nice stretch in there. And I like to mix it up, like early in the week, I'll get my kettlebells, I'll get dumbbells, I'll do a heavy lifting set, and then another day of the week I'll come here and do a different routine with the tubes or the rubber bands, just to have something different. It's good to, if you're really trying to strength train hard, it's good to get at least 2 days a week in, if not 3, for that high intensity. So now we're going to come back, and just like on the front side, we're going to go to that 3 count. So up for 1, down 2, 3, and I'm going to step forward just a little bit to give me a little more resistance here. So up for 1, down 2, 3. Make sure we maintain the intensity in those muscles all the way down. Keep those palms open, nice and loose. We're not working the palms here, we're working the bicep. Again, looking for 12 to 15 reps. And one more for good measure. And we're just going to come in. And I'm going to step out so I get a nice stretch in here. And we're just going to start arms down behind the neck. And then we're just going to come up, fully extend, straighten those arms out on a nice 2 count. Make sure you're coming all the way back down on the release. So we get a nice deep stretch in those triceps. And you're going to feel it in the chest a little bit as well, with any of the pushing and pulling exercises. And there we are. And we are going to move into double time. So we're going to be fully extended. We're just going to push up, double time, double the reps. It also helps to bend the knees slightly and kind of lean back a little bit to alleviate some of the pressure on that lower back. And if you start to get fatigued, just breathe through it, nice deep breaths. And one more for good measure.